You moved here when now?
Huh?
December when?
The 16th,
What year?
2016.
2016? Because see, I come back in 2014, and I guess I must have met y'all probably the latter part of 2014 up until 2015. And it wasn't long till y'all moved up here.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, he had already said something about moving.
Had he?
And, well, you know me, I grew up here, just right around the corner here.
I didn't know that.
I grew up here.
And he grew up in Tatertown, right?
Uh-huh. And I tried to get him to move to town, and he never would do it.
Well, he was a country boy.
Yeah, he was. And he had always lived in the country. And I had lived in town. So I was used to town.
Well, that was a difference.
Yeah. So he never would give in to move.
January, did he pass away right there where it turned the coldest?
He died right before then.
Right before then.
We hurried up. Lachey, she was trying to, well, he died the 21st of December. And they kept giving, it was really going to get bad weather, you know, and all this stuff. So she hurried up and tried to get all the funeral arrangements
Taken
care of. And so I think it was about 2 days after that. Well, let's see. He died the 21st. We had the funeral the 23rd.
Right before Christmas.
Yeah. And she said she rushed all that up because she kept thinking, well, you know, it's going to get bad by them, you know, saying it was.
Right.
So she rushed all that up. So
where'd y'all bury him at?
East side.
Okay.
So we had the funeral then.
I know he was getting in bad shape.
Yeah.
I mean, after after y'all moved here, it wasn't long he had that stroke.
Yeah.
And that sure enough set him back.
Yeah.
And you've been having a tough time with him towards picking him up and taking care of him and stuff. You really went through a hard 10 years with him, hadn't you?
I don't know if we had stayed down yonder.
If it had been any better?
I don't know. It would have been worse.
If it had been any easier or any worse or whatever?
Because, see, up here, I would have the ambulance bunch.
Yeah, MPs.
I could call them
Right.
and they could come, you know, and look and see him, or they'd come take him to the hospital or, you know, wherever.
Did he outlive his dad and all his other people?
No, they all are dead. He's the last one.
Really? No brothers, no nothing?
Mm-mm. Well, he had a brother and a sister. And his brother's been dead, I don't know how long. It's for a pretty good while. And his sister just died. I think she's been dead about a year before he got sick. Year or two before he got sick.
Did he get to go to the funeral? Or was she way off?
No, she lives in Gleason. I don't remember if he went to the funeral or not. Because he was funny about going to places like that. He would not go unless he just had to.
Oh, I know. And he was also funny whenever it come talking about preachers and
oh, yeah.
and people like that coming around him too, wasn't
he? Yeah. I know Brother Randy brought some of that out in his sermon.
Did he really?
When he had his funeral.
Did he really?
Brought some of that out. And some of it I had never heard before. I didn't, you know, him talking about it. And he told stuff that he had told him and talked to him.
Before y'all moved out here, me and him talked several times about God and everything. Mm-hmm. And you know what? He let me pray for him. He said, well, I appreciate it. But he was, I don't know what the right word would be, very peculiar
Yeah,
in how he opened up and who he opened up to.
right.
But I'm gonna tell you what, he was one of the only ones around here that did open up toward giving me stuff and let me have some stuff over there at y'all's property.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't guess he knew me from Adam up until I come back here in 2014. Of course, I didn't meet y'all until 2015.
Well, can I ask you who you are? I cannot think who you are.
Dennis Jackson.
Jackson, that's right.
I live out there
see-
by Hopin, down there beside Donia.
I see he had your name written down on a piece of paper I picked up. And it had Dennis Jackson. And I thought, that name sounds familiar. Who is he? So now I know. Okay. I hated to ask you, but I could
No,
not
that's fine.
think.
That's fine.
Okay.
But he knowed that area down there by Kenneth Coleman and all that area down in
Yeah.
there real well. I mean, down there around,
Hop in and back in there.
Yeah, Lord, yeah.
The reason he knew that, he worked at the co-op.
Yeah.
See, he had to deliver feed and
Yeah.
stuff, way back in there. That's how come him knowing
Now, what was your maiden name?
Browning.
Who?
Browning.
Brownie.
Uh-huh.
Who was your dad? Mom.
Well, I never did know my daddy as far as that.
I got you.
And my mother, she went by Browning too.
I got you.
And she had 2 sisters and 2 brothers.
I got you. Well, I went through a bad deal too. Same year.
Oh, really?
I sure did. My son got killed.
Oh.
Sure did. Bad traffic accident.
That. I'm so sorry.
Yep, we put him in the ground September the 3rd. Or
What?
September the 2nd. It was the day after Labor Day.
Just a few years ago.
Just last year.
Oh, last year.
Yeah, and then I had a cousin that died too, along about the first part of December. So I guess they're all up in heaven together right now. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen that name, I guess, in the paper, and I kept thinking, I know this person, but I cannot think who he is. So he was your son then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We don't ever know how long we're going to be here.
No, we sure don't.
How old was he? He was already up in his 80s, wasn't he?
He was 81, I think. 81 or 82. Let's see. Oh, I'm 3 years older than him.
Well, how old are you?
I'm 85.
Okay, you got to make him
He
80.
would have been 83.
He died at 80, 82.
82. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you go to Westview out here?
No, I went to the old Martin High School. That's over there where that kindergarten school
Okay.
is where I went to school.
Okay.
No, I'll take that back. I did go over there, but I didn't go to the kindergarten school. I went to the school across the street from there, because that was the only school that was over there. No, high school, it was where the kindergarten bunch is.
In other words, Westview wasn't even there yet.
Oh, no.
Was you born over here in this old hospital over here in behind Napa?
No, I was born in Paris
Oh, Paris.
at, what was that little Swain's Clinic or somewhere, I forgot now. Was
I
it
got you.
another clinic? Well, yeah.
Do you remember the hospital over here since
Yeah.
you was raised up
Oh,
over here?
yeah.
Yeah, you remember the hospital over there.
Yeah.
And you probably remember one of my aunt by the name of Zorabelle Lovelace.
Oh, yeah, I remember Zorbell. I had her in Homemake, I think's what
Yeah.
I had her in. Yes, I know.
Was you in the class where she'd squeeze the frog and say good morning to everybody, Herbie, and she'd squeeze that frog and that old frog would burp? Huh?
I don't remember that. Yeah.
She was something else, wasn't she?
She was.
I mean, she was something else. Lord, you come in here then. There wasn't hardly nothing over here at the college, was it?
No.
Whenever you was first a little girl getting raised up around
I
here.
used to, when we lived Oh, they're on Lee Street, where I grew up at. Mother would let me, I had a little tricycle. She would let me get out and ride that little tricycle up and down that sidewalk. And her Sunday school teacher lived around the corner from her on the next corner. And she let me ride that little tricycle down that street and up to Miss Ellie Parrish, her teacher. And I thought, and never thought of being scared or anybody picking me up or,
That was a different world compared to what it is now.
Yeah.
I mean, people today don't have no sense.
No. And I thought, if Lachey had done that, I thought, I would have never let her got out and run up and down the sidewalk or anything like Mother let me do.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, I sure didn't know he died.
Yeah.
I had a feeling though.
Mm-hmm.
I had a feeling when I pulled up and he was probably no longer with us.
I think it had been coming on for a while, and
he went through quite a bit of suffering, didn't
he? Yeah, but not as much as I thought he would.
Did he get to the point that he become more humble, or did he get to the point that he become more contrary?
No, I think he was more humble than what he was.
Good.
Because he used to get mad. Oh, he'd get so mad.
Oh, I know. He was contrary.
We've had our fussies.
Oh, yeah. He could get contrary now.
Yeah. And towards the last year or two, I noticed him. He was calming down,
mm-hmm.
and I could talk to him without him biting my head off.
Right. Right.
And just normal.
Yeah.
And I could tell the difference.
Did he ever start talking about God anymore, or the Bible, or anything?
He didn't me. He never did say anything much. He might, I don't know. He might ask me if I went to church on Sunday and came home. He'd ask me about the preacher. But as far as talking, he didn't.
I see your daughter every now and then running around.
Yeah.
Seemed like the last time I seen you guys, both of y'all was together over at Walmart somewhere.
We might have been. Yeah, she's working at the hospital in Union City. Over there. So, I don't know.
Still got the same group over there at home church?
Yeah, same but. Well, a lot of the older ones, have died and all that. We have got a bunch, or there was last time I went to church, because I never did go when he was here because I couldn't leave him by himself. So it's been a while since I've been to church. Now, occasionally, if he was in the hospital or something, I'd go to church on Wednesday night with Mother or something like that. But I never did go on Sundays.
I'm just thinking your daughter probably lives in Union City too, right?
No, she lives about 2 blocks from here.
Oh, okay.
She lives on Farmville Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that way if something happens to you, she could be right here.
Yeah.
Good.
So.
Old brother Randy, I guess he don't know what to do with himself since he quit being what was it? What kind of position did he have over at Greenfield? Something to do with the water or something. City?
He worked on, what was it? Something like an alderman, wasn't he?
Something like that. Ain't he a local from around here too?
No, I think he's always lived over there.
At Greenfield?
Mm-hmm. Back over there somewhere. Yeah.
So who else you know around here? In this area? In Martin?
In Martin?
Uh-huh.
I know a lot of people in Martin.
Do you really?
A lot of the older ones, a lot of them died,
Did you know Mr. Harrison? The one that owns the hardware up here?
I know of him. I don't really.
One that used to have the rolling acres over there?
I don't really, I know the name and I know him, but not just,
I guess his
personally.
other son died.
Seemed like, yeah.
His
seemed
other
like
son
one
died.
of them died,
Yeah. Well, Tony died. Tony died a long time ago. Tony always had the long ponytail, went down about his waist. Always stayed over at Cadillac's and Hillary's. You probably knew old man Cadillac.
Tony, I knew Tony Harrison.
Tony Harrison.
Was that who it was? Yeah.
No, it was his
okay.
brother. Tony
It was
Harrison died about 10 years ago. His brother died just recently. That still was running a hardware store over there. What about Randy Brundridge? What the heck did he get into?
I don't know. I never was so surprised in my life. I could not believe he would do something like that. I don't know.
Well,
it's
it's just alleged right now. It ain't been proven yet. It ain't been proven yet that he's actually done it. So it's just out there towards being accused of it.
I don't never hear anything about him anymore. Nobody ever says anything about him.
Well, he put a bad scar on Martin. I mean, they had a big knockdown drag out up here at the city hall and down there at the police station.
And I thought, when I heard that, I do not believe he done that. I thought here, his mama and daddy, they would turn over in their graves if they knew he did that.
His dad, wasn't he an auctioneer?
Yeah, well, he owned that livestock dairy down there on Union City Highway.
Yeah, he wasn't the auctioneer, he just owned it.
I think he just owned it.
Did that have anything to do with the Ham House over here? Or was that somebody else?
I don't know. It's not there no more.
No, it ain't there no more.
I don't know.
But old Randy, I mean...
Yeah, I don't know what made him do that.
Well...
I said, they're his mama and daddy, they were big church members, always come to church, everything in church, they were there. And he always came, and Sandra, before she died,
He always seemed to me like he was sincere, had a good heart.
Yeah, he did.
Of course, you can be sincere and have a good heart and still kind of be a little shady too.
Yeah.
So, I imagine them dollar bills probably went to looking tempting to him.
But to me, he never did act like he was fully had his mind, right. Something was just a little bit off, in there. Way he acted, when we were growing up. So.
Did you go to school with him?
No, I went to school with Sandra. Sandra and I were the same age.
Okay.
I went.
He was a little younger than you.
He was younger, yeah. He's several years younger than we were.
Right.
Yeah. Sandra was the one that I went to school. And I'd go over at Maydale's, and just when I was a kid, mother worked, and I was...
That was way before he ever got into political business, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was just a little kid then.
What did he get involved in back then towards his occupation, making a living? Working at Miller plant or something?
I don't know. I can't even remember where he worked. Before, in fact, I don't think I've
Well, he must have had a pretty good education on him. Because he was a heck of a speller.
He probably I figured he went to college. I don't remember if he did or not. I don't remember what he did.
Right.
Sandra went to college because she taught school.
She did.
Mm-hmm. But now him, I don't know what he did.
Well, let me ask you a question. See, I didn't get associated with Randy until whenever I moved back here in 2014. I think it was like 2015 or 2016, something like that, whenever I started going up here at Central Baptist Church. I didn't know that the First Baptist Church up here had split. And that's what created Central Baptist Church. You remember whenever they split? They just didn't see eye to eye. One bunch went one way and another bunch went another way. I mean, that happens quite frequently in these churches.
Just see, I was just a little kid then.
Because that church wasn't where it is right now, the First Baptist Church. That First Baptist Church was somewhere else. Wasn't that going toward Dresden originally? Back in there somewhere? I'm going way, way back. I'm going way back. Of course, the church split. I'm thinking the church must have split in the 80s. Somewhere in the 80s.
I don't remember.
The
Now,
First
there's been
Baptist.
a- there's-
Because that's whenever they all went out here and built this Central Baptist Church out here by Westview.
They are a part of Southside.
South
South.
Side. I got you.
Central Baptist was a part of Southside.
Okay.
They split.
Years and years ago.
Yeah, yeah,
And come up here.
right,
And then 40, 50, 60 years later, they split again.
right.
I got you.
Yeah.
He was part of South Side. So they
Yeah.
was all the way down there by Mount Pilgrim? Where was Southside Church at? Just right down the road here.
Where the black people's going to church at now.
Okay, okay,
They're on that corner.
okay.
There's a black church there.
Lord, that was going way, way back, wasn't it? You remember the Hearth before it was the Hearth? It was a grocery store right there. You know where the Hearth is?
Uh-huh.
Used to be a grocery store right there. And E.W. James used to be in behind it.
Now, I remember when E.W. James was out there because I used to go out there.
You remember the bowling alley?
Yeah, I remember that.
You probably went to the bowling alley a time or two when he was a kid growing up, didn't you? Yeah. Mr. Hill owned that. You ever know Mr. and Mrs. Hill?
No, but I remember the
And if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it the doctor? I don't forgot his name that put in towards this college up here and really made advancements towards making this college grow. It was some sort of big doctor up here in this area that really, really contributed towards this college. And you have to admit, they did grow.
Yeah, they did.
They did grow.
I forgot who that was. I remember a little bit of some of that. That was while I was still in school. I remember a little bit of that.
Dr. Shelders or something like that? Well, you still got a pretty good mind to be your age. You said you was 85. You still got a pretty good mind.
Yeah, I remember all of these
You
people.
remember a lot of people, don't you?
I knew. Well, my mother, she worked at City Dry Cleaners when it was down here, downtown there on that corner.
I got you.
And when school was out, in the afternoons, I'd go over there and stay with her till she got off work. Then we'd go. We had to walk because we didn't have no car back then.
Right.
And I'd walk with her.
So you remember whenever the theater used to be right over here? The theater where you go in and see movies and stuff. And Cadillacs was right there on the corner. Until he went down on the far end over by the railroad tracks. I guess Cadillac, he was a local here too, wasn't he? How about Suter? Did you know Mr. Suter? The one that had Suter gas station over there? Did you know him?
Me and Hollis, I think we were the same age. Holly Suter, his daddy,
Yeah.
his son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about Pierce? Did you know the Pierces?
I went to school with Eddie Joe.
Did you really? Boy, he was kind of a hothead, wasn't he?
He was. I never did care
In
for him.
other words, if you didn't mess with him very much, he'd snap back at you, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
He'd get physical with you, wouldn't he? Big time.
Yeah.
Of course, what was their names out here? That used to haul milk and stuff.
Nanny.
Well, well, that was one of them, but the other one, they wound up moving to Gleason.
Yeah, but I can't remember. Who.
Doyle Sims.
Oh, yeah.
Doyle
Yeah.
Sims. Did you know him? Because he was from Sharon.
Yeah. I never did know. I knew the name, but as far as knowing him,
Yeah, I got you.
didn't really know him. But a lot of them people, see, I remembered from when Mother worked downtown. And I worked in town too. And that's how that's how I knew a lot of people now. Because I worked at Payless Drugs.
Oh, yeah.
When Don Gill had that.
Yeah.
Okay, I worked there, and he went out of business. And I forgot what else come in.
You probably remember that honky tonk going out in Martin called Maggie Lee's.
Yeah, I remember that.
Did you ever know Miss Maggie Lee?
No.
She was raised up right down the road here over there by Mount Pettier.
Oh, was she?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know. I didn't know her. Yeah, I remember when that was out there.
Yep. Boy, hadn't a lot of water went under the bridge since all that. Huh?
Sure.
We're not even living in the same domain anymore. It's almost like we all woke up. Now we're in Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
All these computers and all these handheld smartphone devices, and I mean, it's gotten ridiculous. I mean, if
it has.
people will lie to you, people will cheat on you, people will hurt you now. They'll hurt you. They'll ruin you.
Now.
They'll try to ruin you. They'll try to ruin you, period.
Yeah, they will now. So, yeah, it's a lot of difference from then and now. So.
Is there anything I can do for you since
No,
I'm here?
I don't reckon know of anything I got to do right now.
I know y'all was awful good to me. With me being a stranger and coming down that road, and I seen him out there on the porch, and I pulled in there and started talking to him, and man, I couldn't get away from him.
No, he liked to talk, that's for sure. If he ever found, or anybody ever come up.
Does Tony still go to church out there where you go?
Tony is in bad shape.
He is.
In bad shape.
Well, you know, he ain't never really been in good shape ever since he fell off that scalpel.
Mm-mm.
It's really a wonder that he could get around and keep his independence, you know? It's a wonder that he didn't get paralyzed.
Yeah.
But now I'm another wonder too, because I fell off a 4-story building, broke both my legs, and crushed both my ankles too.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, ma'am. I'm another miracle case.
Yeah.
But what's going on with Tony? Because you know, there a few years ago he got trapped or something on the porch, and he wound up losing an arm over that. You remember that? That was a few years ago.
I don't remember that.
He's still out there, ain't he? Out there at that trailer?
Mm-hmm. He's
Is he still driving?
He broke his shoulder.
Okay.
Cause
he fell or something.
He fell. He's got a lady that comes every morning.
I got you.
To
home health.
To wait on him.
Right.
And get his clothes on.
Assistant,
yeah. And,
rather than go to assisted living.
Yeah. And this lady, when she went that morning.
I think his ex-wife and him reconnected. Last time I was over there,
she died.
What?
Mimi?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's dead. She died.
What happened?
What was it they said was wrong with her?
Why so many people die? Seemed like COVID really put a damper on things, didn't it? Seemed like death now is a predominant thing, isn't it? Everybody and their brother's dying.
It is. She was in Florida. She hadn't been here in a long time.
Lord, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And,
but Tony's in bad shape too?
But Tony is in bad shape. In fact, I don't know if I guess he's at home. I don't know. I hadn't heard anything from him. He always come to church, though, when he was able to get out.
Right.
And Brother Randy, kindly keep an eye on him.
Right.
And I don't know, I hadn't thought to ask about where he was at. He got where he would fall a lot whenever the lady every morning whenever she went to check on him. She had found him lying in the floor several times.
Oh.
And so the last time she found him, he had fallen and he broke his shoulder.
Mm.
So I don't know what they did with him. I don't know if they fixed his shoulder
well, I imagine they had to fix his shoulder.
Or put him
to remend.
In the nursing home, or if she's looking after him all the time. I don't know what's going on with him other than he fell broke his
I
shoulder.
come back over here in 2014 after being on the road for about 10 years. And y'all just got through having that bad ice storm that winter. And both of Tony's pole barns fell in because of all the weight. And I went out there and helped him get a lot of that metal and stuff and helped him clean up a lot of that stuff. And he told me, he said, whatever you want, you can keep. And I kept a lot of that metal to use on another building. That way I didn't charge him a penny. I'd go out there every day and probably stayed out there for about 2 weeks, cleaned all that stuff up, helped him much as I could. But now he helped me out too because he had a John Deere tractor he let me use one time. Took it over and done some blade work, some dirt work over there where I live. But Tony, I didn't have a problem with Tony. Tony was a good guy as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I mean, he got involved in all that rodeo stuff back years ago, and I guess he must have thought he was invincible. And you thought that a bull or something like that would have wound up killing him or disabling him, but instead he was up on top of a scalpel, and I don't know if he lost his balance or what, but he wound up falling off that scalpel, and it about paralyzed him, didn't it?
Yeah, just about
I
it.
think it broke his neck, didn't it, or broke his back or something?
I don't remember what all it did to him, but he was in pretty
It crippled
good
him.
shape.
It put him in a crippling state, didn't it? But he was a fighter though, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
I mean, he
was.
wanted to maintain his independence the best that he could. I feel
Yeah.
sorry for him.
He always managed to get down there to the barn and do what he had to do down there. And then he built that house. And
See, I remember Tony going all the way back when we first come up here in this area in the 70s. And when we got that piece of property out there, whenever we used to have big swanky parties out there.
yeah, they did when the rodeo bunch.
Yeah, the rodeo bunch.
When Tony.
Sometimes there'd be over 100 cars up and down that road. You know what?
We lived across the street.
Yeah.
Not right across, but down the street from there, and they'd be part way down to our house.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. They livened up the place down there.
Have big old bonfires.
Yeah.
You take the houses on fire down there, big old bonfire. All them rodeo circuitry people coming in down here at UTM.
Yeah. And everybody knew where it was at. You could, somebody would ask me something about where I live, and they said, "Oh, are you down there by the rodeo barn?"
Yeah, that was a notorious place around here. That was a landmark around here.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I went out there. I remember going out there. I think it was in '82, and I just got through buying a black van for my cousin, and I stayed out there one night, and somebody had dropped off a red, beautiful Labrador Retriever dog, and he said he'd been out there for about a month, and he had no earthly idea toward who it belonged to or none of the above. And I said, well, I'll take the dog. I said, I'm fixing to go on a road trip. I said, I'll take the dog with me. And I did. I took the dog all the way to Dallas, Texas. I stayed at my cousin's house for probably about 2 months down there in Plano, Texas. And while I was down there, he had a friend that had a big ranch that seen the dog and liked the dog, and I wound up giving the dog to that rancher.
Oh.
So that dog had a beautiful home. I mean, he had a good life. I treated him very well, and I'm pretty sure the people that own that ranch down there treated him nice. But he was a beautiful, full-blooded retriever. Yeah, golden retriever.
He lived a
Long
life of
hair.
party, didn't he?
Yeah. And then I wound up leaving from there and going all the way out to California. I stayed out in California, Thousand Oaks, for about another month and a half, 2 months. And then I finally moseyed on back home. But
Where do you live now?
I live, you know where Alamo Baptist Church is?
Well, I know about where it is.
Okay, I live on Highway 89.
Okay.
There used to be a church right there right there by the road, a little small church called Beach Grove Church. I live on the end of that road right there. In other words, when you go down there to the store, hop in the store, you turn left like going back to Sharon. soon as you go over the county line road, you go over a couple hills, and that church would right there on the right. And if you went on down a little ways, you went up a big hill, and then you went on around a big old curve. Guy had a bunch of cars down there at one time. Looked like a car lot down there. Yeah. Anyways, I'm back into that area.
Oh.
That's where my grandmother and grandfather and all was raised up at.
I've heard of them places back down, in there, but I think Tommy, one time we was out just riding around, and I think he carried me back down in there.
You probably heard him talk about Dan Simmons.
Yeah.
Used to own a beer joint down there.
Yeah.
A bootlegging man down there. Yeah, there at one time, there were some bad people down there at one time.
I knew my aunt, she used to talk about hop in.
Okay.
And I found out that hop in was really hop in. It was kind of a wild spot too. And
Dan Simmons had a saying about hop in. People hop in, but then they straggle out.
Yeah.
In other words, they go in, they hop in, and they get looped up, and then they straggle out. They're straggling. They don't know which way they're going. But I had a grandfather that owns a store right there barely in Weakley County, give or take about a mile outside from Hop In, right there on the left-hand side. It was called Lim's Store. It wasn't all that big. It wasn't all that wide, but it was real long. And this was back in the early 1900s, I guess, up until probably about 1925, 1930, way before you ever come into the world. He wound up getting rid of the store, he wound up quit being a merchant and done something else. But he was a pillar of the community down there at one time. His name was Jeff Jackson.
No, they don't ring a bell.
And his son, or one of his sons, would have been Kelmer, which would have been my dad's dad. That would have been my grandpa, Kelmer. And he had a wife by the name of Aldale. Aldale helped to build Alamo Baptist Church. Very, very faithful.
What was her last name?
Jackson.
Jackson.
She used to be a Davis. Her maiden name was a Davis. Yep.
No, that name sounds just a little bit familiar. But
You never did know no Davises down that way? Wayne Scott's, Jacobs's.
now I knew some Jacobs.
Okay.
There was a Jacobs when we lived out there by Tony.
Yep.
There was a Jacobs.
That was
somewhere back down there.
Dickie Jacobs. Dickie. And then there was a Floyd Jacobs, the old man.
Yeah, he's the
Floyd.
one I remember.
Okay, that would have been Dickie's dad.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Because Tommy was always talking about
Yeah,
Floyd Jackson.
Floyd was a good guy. He was a real good guy.
So, and I think he lived, if you went that road that we lived on, if you went straight through and hit that other road that crossed
Turn left.
Floyd Jacobs lived
Go down into the bottom, down there at the creek bottom, and then as you're going up that hill, he lived right there on the left.
Right there.
He built that house. About half of it was in the dirt, and half of it was up on top.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The basement was down below, and the upper part was up above.
I think.
Right there at the T.
Yeah. I think I went with Tommy one time down there. Seemed like I don't remember now. That's been so long ago, but I remember going down there. I remember where he lived.
Yeah.
And us, going down there.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. You've done your duty as far as hanging in there with your husband. How long was y'all married in total? 60 years?
Oh, me.
Huh?
It hadn't been easy, I tell you.
How long was you married in total? 60 years?
It was 60. Well, let's see. We married in 64.
64.
So.
See, I was born in 61, to give you some sort of an idea about their age difference.
Okay.
You was already what, 18, 19? Did y'all have to elope and go down to Mississippi get your license?
No.
You was already 18?
Oh, we married in 64.
Okay, how old was you then?
I was 24,
You were 24.
and Tommy was,
20.
yeah, he was 20, 21, 22, something like that.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
God, that's going way, way back. When did y'all get that farm out there?
When did we get it?
When did you get the farm out there? Shortly after that?
When did we move out there?
Out there by the cowboy place. Probably in the early 70s or something?
Yeah, probably.
Because he farmed. Didn't your husband farm? He farmed, didn't he?
No, he never did farm.
Did he just lease all that out?
He worked at Goodyear.
After he left co-op? Your husband worked at co-op.
He worked at the co-op.
Did he also?
No, he worked at several different places before he went to the co-op.
Oh, did he?
I mean, before he...
Well, where'd you work at? Was you just a homebody? You just stay at home?
I worked at, probably at the shirt factory, because I worked at the shirt factory for a long time.
There in Sharon?
In Martin.
In Martin?
Down here on this other corner.
Okay,
downtown.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I worked. And then they built the new one out on the highway, and they moved us out there. I worked almost 20 years at the Martin Manufacturing.
I got you. My mother done the same thing, but she was working for the people up there in Greenfield. Greenfield manufacturer. See, whenever the computers come involved, everybody started getting on the computer and started figuring out that they could get clothes made in South America somewhere for a third of the price or less than what it would cost to make them here. And the next thing you know, everybody stabbed America in the back, and that's the reason why we've lost about 80,000 factories in the past 25, 30 years.
Yeah.
Think about that. We've lost over 80,000
I think
factories.
that's why one reason Martin Manufacturing went out, they built that new factory up there, and I don't know how long it'd been up there before they closed it then.
I think we got the cart in front of the horse.
Yeah.
In other words, we was doing okay whenever we was just dealing with like Great Britain and Europe
Right.
and three or four other countries. We was doing real well for ourselves over here because I mean, you got to look towards the smokestack industry after World War II. I mean, my God, our people done really well. I mean, they created toasters and microwaves and washers and dryers and ice boxes, and I mean, they done good, didn't they?
They did, yeah.
They done real good
They did.
up until about the 80s. That's just about time whenever the computers started coming involved. And then everybody and their brother. It wasn't just Walmart that stabbed us in the back. It was all of them. All of them did.
I don't even think Walmart was out there then.
Oh, no. Walmart didn't come into effect until what? About the mid-80s,
I
wasn't it?
don't remember when they started. Well, they started out there on the Fulton Highway,
Yep.
and they have added to it since then.
Yep.
But that's been, gosh, I don't know.
Years.
It's been years ago.
Well, didn't they also own that building, Walmart, over there where Royal King is now? Wasn't they over there? Before they built that one that they're in now? I think so. I think that building right there, I think they had it built. And it wasn't near as big as what they thought. I mean, Martin has grown. The population in this county, I think, is about 33,000. I don't know what it is here in town. Probably what, 11, 12,000, something like that.
Probably.
Probably whenever you was a little girl, probably one number, probably 1,500 people here.
No, probably not. I remember when we lived down here, I used to get out and walk up and down the sidewalk, and I walked from our house down there over to the college, and
You walked about a mile then.
yeah, and I'd get out and just start walking. I'd walk.
Well, you're still in pretty good daggum shape right now.
And
You don't weigh over 100 pounds, do you? Not much.
not much. I've lost a lot of weight since Tommy's been sick.
Really?
Yeah.
That put the hurt on you.
Yeah,
Then.
I lost a lot.
I bet
of
it
weight.
did. Nerves.
I never weighed very much,
Nerves.
no way, but I lost
Yeah.
a lot more
Yeah.
after he
That's
passed away.
understandable. Because
And, there wasn't-
it'll throw you for a loop. I mean, you may think that you're prepared for something like that, but you ain't never prepared for nothing like
No,
that.
you sure not. You sure not. I don't care how prepared you get, you're still not prepared for it.
You're sure not.
So,
Well, I'm glad that
but,
you're doing well. I'm glad that you're back to going to church and picking on Randy. And yeah, I imagine he's still just as comical as he always
yeah,
been.
he's still the same Randy.
I just imagine he misses though out up there at Greenfield, don't he?
I don't know. I don't ever hear him say anything about it. He comes out here once in a while. Sometimes he comes out here, and he may not. Well, him and Chuck over here next door. Come over here the other Saturday and cleaned my closet in there with where Tommy's clothes.
Yeah.
Boy, Tommy slept in that bedroom right here. And he had all of his clothes in that closet.
Right.
So he told me one day, he said, we're going to come over there and clean that closet out so you can put your clothes in it.
Right.
So this has been about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Him and Chuck come over here and they cleaned that closet out and got all Tommy's clothes out and all.
What did they do? Take them down there to We Care? Somebody gets some benefit out of them. I imagine he probably still has some pretty good shoes and stuff like that.
Listen, you could not believe he ever wore them. They look just like new ones.
Yeah.
I knew he had some clothes, and I said, I didn't realize how many till we started going through them.
Oh.
And I said, I thought he didn't have no clothes. I said, I've got a gob of clothes, but I said, he's not far behind me. And I never.
Well, I liked him. I did. I liked you. I liked the old man a lot. I sure did.
And,
I mean, I've talked. I mean, him sit and talk for hours and hours at a time.
Yeah, once he got to know you, he'd talk your head off.
He liked me too, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He sure did.
Wasn't too many people he talks to about God. I'm telling you right
No.
now, he's very, very peculiar whenever it comes talking about God and these preachers.
Never.
I mean, he was very peculiar about all that
If
stuff.
he talked,
Something must have turned him off about that. Must have been years and years ago. He
Well,
must have had a
he-
bad relationship with somebody.
he said when he was a kid, they used to just torment him to death about going to church and about becoming a Christian and, and all that. And that's what did it.
I got you. And you can be too overzealous to the
Yeah.
point that you push people away instead
Yeah.
of bringing them to
And
you.
I think that's what
Probably,
what he did.
probably.
I mean, why they did him.
Probably.
Because he said they just, might say crammed it down his throat or
Right,
whatever.
right. And I've seen that happen before where they
yeah.
get rebellious to the point that once they see you coming, they start running.
Yeah.
There's a balance. I don't know if you've ever heard it or not, but sometimes people can become so overly zealous that they're so heavenly minded that they're no earthly good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're so heavenly minded that they're no earthly good.
That's
And,
right.
and there has to be a balance there. And really and truly, it's not the person that's going to save another person. It's the Holy Spirit working through that person that draws that other person
Exactly.
into the salvation plan.
Exactly. Yes.
So me and you, we could talk until we black and blue in the face, and we ain't going to change nobody's heart or
No.
nobody's way of life.
No.
It takes the Holy Spirit to get on that person. Me and you, we're just supposed to be the mouthpiece for the
Yeah.
Holy Spirit.
Right. That's right.
And, I was rejected around here because I had a bunch of horses in the back of my truck preaching about the apocalypse and about the end time. And I went to all these places around here and I was rejected. They didn't want to hear nothing about all that
they
stuff.
Don't.
But today, you get online, open your phone up, start looking. Next thing you know, it's all about end time days now. End time days now. It's all in the computer
That's right.
system now. Maybe I was ahead of my time. I don't know. They just never did catch on to what I was trying to teach them. I was trying to warn them and tell them ahead of time for what was coming down the pike, and they didn't listen.
Now it's right here almost.
It really is.
And I think a lot of people's just now beginning to realize that.
I mean, you see all the crazy weather events. Who would have thought that a storm would have taken half of East Tennessee away?
Yeah,
I'm talking about big mountains gone,
that's right.
interstates, bridges gone. I don't know that they ever come up with a death toll over there. It was well over 100 on the Tennessee side and over 100 on the North Carolina side. I mean, there's been some devastating things that happened to this country just within the past 20 years. Big time storm.
And it's got to be somebody else that controls that. It's not like me and you going out here.
How about the Mississippi River drying up? How about the Mississippi River drying up?
Yeah.
See, I started preaching and telling people a long time ago that the Mississippi River was going to start to go dry. And they all laughed at me. Oh, you crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. Well, the reason why I sat down and looked at it, I got to reading the Bible about the Euphrates River going to dry up in the book of Revelation. I said, well, you know what? Whatever's going to dry the Euphrates River up, even though it's 6,000, 7,000 miles on the other side of the world, I said it's bound to be going to have an effect over here. And that's whenever I started telling people over here, the Mississippi River's going to start to go dry. I didn't say it was going to go dry. I said it was going to start to go dry.
Yeah.
And they all laughed at me. And sure enough, look what's happened. For the past 3 or 4 years, they've had to stop barge traffic.
Yeah.
It's had an effect.
Yeah.
It's had an effect on the farmers toward not being able to get their grain in and out. Yeah, and not only that, but there's been Lake Mead, where the Hoover Dam is. It's drying up. Or big lakes down in Texas. Lake Okeechobee down in Florida almost dried completely up in 207. There's been. I mean, we're going through some very strange things right now. That's not normal.
That's right.
And what does the Bible say? The Bible says that in the last days, these would be the signs of the end of time towards the sorrows that would be falling upon the mankind. Sorrows, great sorrows, wars, rumors of wars, plagues, famines.
All of it's
People not getting along. How about all that stuff up there in Minnesota? Minneapolis, Minnesota, shooting, killing him, that girl, and killing that guy and everything. I mean, people done got rootless, hadn't they?
Yeah.
They done got, I'm talking about people that's working for the law done got rootless.
Yeah.
I guess that's what it calls for. We're in those days now where anything could happen.
Yeah.
We could wake up in the morning and see where a mushroom cloud done already hit over in the Middle East and killed over 2 million people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You sure
A nuclear bomb done blowed up and done killed a couple million people. I mean, that'd be bad. I mean, that'd be really, really bad.
Back in the
My God.
winter time, I think it was in the winter time, and of course nobody wasn't out at night, or wasn't that much traffic or anything. And I thought, I was sitting in the living room, and I thought, gosh, things sure is quiet around here. And I got up and I looked out the door and the windows, and it was dark as it could be outside, and everybody was in their house and all that. And I thought, I think I'm the only one on this earth. and I thought, ain't nobody else moving or nothing.
Have you filled your gas tank up lately?
No, I hadn't filled it up. I don't drive my car much.
It's almost $4 a gallon.
That's what they keep saying.
And your big old car, it probably holds what, 18 gallons?
No.
16?
I don't have a big car.
I know what you got out there.
Oh.
You probably got 16 gallon tank.
Well,
So if it's 16 gallon, you're looking at $60. Almost $60 to fill your vehicle up now.
I got a.
If it was sitting on empty, it'd cost $60 for your vehicle.
Well, I still had. Me and Lachey drove. Lachey drives it a lot if we go somewhere.
Does she still got the old man's white truck?
No, he got rid of that truck a long time ago.
He sold it to her. He sold
Well-
it to your daughter, remember?
Well, she don't have it.
She got rid of it.
Yeah.
But it was a fairly good truck.
He was going to buy her a new car, and I told her the other day, I said, when Daddy tells you to do something, you better do it. He told her to go get her a new car.
Right.
Well, she didn't do it. And I think she really didn't think he really meant it, but he did.
Well, she didn't want to put him under that type of strain.
And he had some extra money, or we had a little more money in the bank
I
than
got
what he thought we should have.
Right.
So he was going to buy her a car, and she never did go pick her out.
Well, have you
one.
seen the price of them now? You can't touch them now for no less than about $40,000.
No, I knew they said that they were going up.
Oh, they're ridiculous. Everything's going up.
Yeah.
Food's going up. Clothes. I mean, insurance. Everything. Taxes.
Yeah, everything's going
I
up.
mean, y'all's taxes went up whenever Randy Brothers put that daggum library up over there that cost $12 million. I thought that was kind of stupid, didn't you?
Yeah.
It made everything else. It dwarfed everything else. Made everything else look bad, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I guess he was trying to keep up with the times.
Well, he's trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Trying to keep up with the Joneses. Well, I've recorded this conversation. I appreciate you talking to me.
Oh, well, you're welcome. I hope I didn't say nothing I wasn't supposed to.
You didn't say nothing to discriminate yourself, Aubrey. Yeah, you all right?